What's up YouTube, Dal here from War Games, bringing you an update to Dual Avatar. Now this is a set, or art type that came in the set Phantom Rage and got some new support thanks to Blazing Vortex in the form of a new fusion monster and a new trap. This build is particularly more designed towards control than aggression, so if you smash the like button and get it up to at least 50 likes in the first 24 hours, I will bring you the aggressive version of Dual Avatars as well. With all that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more upcoming content from the channel. I'll also show you a very simple 2.5 card combo at the end of this video as well. So, let's get started. We start off with, of course, triple Dual Avatar feat. This is even more important now because of the Mitsu Jasu from the extra deck. We've also got triple fists. Now, fist is, feat, sorry, is when it's normal or special, you get to add a Dual Avatar trap. Fist is specifically, you need to destroy a Dual Avatar monster you control to get a Dual Avatar spell. Now, I know the spells are stronger than the traps, but surely he should have just been get a spell on summon. His other effect is in the graveyard. If one of your Dual Avatar fusion monsters using an effect monster as material is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you get to add this card back to your hand. The other one, if is destroyed by battle or card effect, you will special summon yourself from the hand. Hand traps, triple Ash, best generic card right now unless Maxi gets unbanned. Double Ghost Ogre. I just think not a lot of people actually expect Ghost Ogre, so this can actually be more of a game winner than you think, because they're like, yeah, okay, if I get Ashed, I can still do this, but if I get Ogred, I don't know where to go. And that's why Ogre is very, very important, in my opinion. But these can be any hand traps that you wish or that you have. And then we move on to the spells. You've got the most broken fusion card in the game, except its targets are pretty limited. So, Dual Avatar Invitation, you discard one card, and if you do, special summon as many Dual Avatar Spirit tokens as possible. You can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fusion summoning, and the tokens can't be tributed. You can then use the effect twice after the resolution to fusion summon 2 Dual Avatar monsters from your extra deck. We've then got triple Perfect Sync Aeon. Gives you a token, gives you a monster, but doesn't let you fuse. Make sense of that. So when it's activated, you add a Dual Avatar monster from your deck to your hand, and if you control a Dual Avatar effect monster, you can special summon 1 Dual Avatar Spirit token. You do this obviously once per turn, but you can't special summon monsters from the edge deck for the rest of the turn except fusion monsters, and then if you don't have the fusion spell, you're not going to be able to fusion summon, so it can be very, very restricted. We've then got the 1 Dual Avatar Defeating Evil, so you target a Dual Avatar monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. Then if you destroyed a Dual Avatar fusion monster you control by this effect, you get to apply one of these effects, draw a card or banish 1 card from your opponent's graveyard, so it's kind of okay. We've then got triple fusion deployment because you want to have as many copies of your fists and feet in the deck as feasibly possible, and fusion deployment allows you to do that. Now more so with feet because as well you do have this card in your extra deck, so it's got another way of getting to her. We've then got, of course, triple Pot of Desires. It's probably the best fusion card for this deck, not fusion card, sorry, draw card for this deck, because your field spell or your invitational, sorry, is so important that you need to get to it as early as possible. You've got 10 different ways, or technically 6 different ways, 7 different ways, I'll get my maths right eventually, 7 different ways to get to your monsters, but you only have one way of getting to your spell, and that is either through tributing off fists or getting it off of Desires or just drawing it in general. So you need to play Desires. You play a lot of your cards at free, so Desires is probably the better draw card for you. We've then got double Cosmic Cyclone. This can be any spell or trap that kind of handles the meta, or any kind of card that handles the meta or the environment that you are going to be entering. But Cosmic Cyclone is obviously really good right now for virtual worlds, and of course it can be quite hurtful against Eldritch as well. Then got the 1 Reinforcement of the Army, technically your 10th copy or 10th way of getting to your monsters, as they are both warrior. Nice and easy on that one. We've then got triple Dual Avatar Compact. This one basically, during the main phase, you can banish 1 Dual Avatar spell or trap from your graveyard except itself, and this card's effect becomes that spell and traps effect when that card would be activated. So basically, during your opponent's turn, what you have the ability to do is you have the ability to banish your Invitational and then get another copy of Invitational to pretty much play, or you do this during your opponent's turn and it technically allows you to have a second copy of Invitational. The issue is, Compact is much easier searchable by feat just being normal or specialed than your Invitational is, which can only be summoned through, or can only be searched through fists by tributing or destroying another dual avatar. So it's kind of like you want the field spell to get you into fists. You normal fists, you use the effect of the field spell to give you a token, you use the effect of fist to pop the token to get to the spell. So there's a lot of plays and a lot of cards. We've then got double dual avatar return. What I really like about this is it's the one card that doesn't lock you into fusion summoning, which is really nice. But you get to target a dual avatar monster in your graveyard, and because we're going more control with this, feat is going to be in the graveyard more than times than not. You bring it back, and as long as it is a level 4 and lower monster, you special on one dual avatar spirit token. So that then gives you the ability straight away during your turn to link them into a link 2 of being IP Masquerena or Ferocious Flaming Swordsman to give you a bit more of a nicer boost, and then that allows you to pretty much play your fusion plays from that point on. The one Ascendance, this is the brand new track card. So you target a dual avatar monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special on one dual avatar monster from your deck or extra deck whose original level is 1 higher or 1 lower than that monster. Now, the idea is that if you tribute off a feat, you're going to be bringing out a fist, and if you tribute off a fist, you're going to bring out a feat, because they're all obviously 1 levels higher and lower. So the main decks are 3s and 4s. The lower level fusions are 5s and 6. The higher level fusions are 7s and 8s. So that's where you're going to pretty much be switching around. So you can't go from like a lower level fusion monster of the same type of feat, for example, and go into a high level of feat. You're going to be going into the same type, so not the empowered version of fists. Then, if during the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you banish it from the graveyard, type one dual avatar monster in the graveyard and add it to your hand. So again, I really wish this was like just adding a dual avatar card from your deck, but sadly it got the bad end of the stick. Triple Imperm, so additional hand trap basically, and then triple Gozen. Because we've gone with more control, all of our monsters, or the majority of our monsters, are either going to be lights or warriors. So you can use Gozen or Rivalry. And the way I've kind of seen this is, whether I go first or second, as long as my Gozen survives, I can actually either slow my opponent down or technically break my opponent's board. Your other alternatives for this particular card or this particular space is you can use the Magician's Souls engine. Because you play a lot of spells and traps you don't mind duplicating or getting rid of or putting in the graveyard, you actually have the ability to draw through your deck, setting up your future plays as well. Plus with Magician's Souls, if you were to normal summon or even get a token to the board, you have the ability to link them off and go into a link 2, meaning that your IP can then be set up before you start making your fusion plays. Another option, of course, is the Gamma package. And again, with the Gamma package, is if you use it during your turn to protect, unless you're specifically using it to protect your Perfect Sync Aeon, or using it to protect your fusion deployment, you're able to make an Omega and rip one from your opponent's hand, so then they're losing a lot of hand advantage. So that's it for the main deck. Now on to the extra deck. Straightforward and simple on that one. So we're going to be playing 2 of the dual avatar empowered Mitsu Jaku. So these are the brand new one. I think 2 is more than enough, because they are your boss monsters, but they're a little bit more difficult to get out. They do require, specifically this one will require feet plus 2 dual avatar tokens, and the other one will require fists plus 2 dual avatar tokens. So when this one is the first time each dual avatar fusion monster you control would be destroyed by battle, this turn it is not destroyed, and then once per turn during your main phase you can return all spell and traps your opponent controls to the hand. When a monster effect is activated on your opponent's field while you control 2 or more fusion monsters, quick effect, destroy that monster. You only use, I think it's each effect. Yeah, this effect once per turn. So the protection is nice. The bounce back is kind of nice as well. But the issue is that because it's not a quick effect, pretty much all of the cards your opponent's going to set in their spell and trap code zone are either going to be triggered or they're going to be ways of dealing with something. So the one good thing about her is that if she survives, and the only way she can survive is if you have the Yugioh on the board, then you're going to be able to bounce all of your opponent's spell and traps, and then you get to go off a little bit more. But chances are she's not going to survive the turn if it is played that route. We then got the more aggressive empowered Yugioh. So again, fists and 2 dual avatar tokens. You should all know what this one does by now, but if it battles, your opponent cannot activate card effects until the end of the damage step. A little bit 2012, but okay. If this card attacks after damage calculation, you can return 1 monster your opponent controls to the hand. Nice, non-target bounce. When your opponent's spell or trap or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, while you control 2 or more fusion monsters, you can negate the activation and destroy it. So if your opponent tries to target this card, you can pretty much protect. We then play 3 of the lower level fusions. So we've got triple feet and of course triple fists. So feet is part of the combo that you're going to be using, because feet, if you try a monster that was fusion summoned using an effect monster or a dual avatar using an effect monster, you can negate one monster from the extra deck. So your opponent summons a monster from the extra deck, you can then chain the effect of this to negate its effects, which is really nice. And then if a dual avatar monster would be destroyed by card effect, you can destroy one dual avatar, I believe it's monster. Yeah, one dual avatar monster, which is a shame, instead. But she basically allows you to protect the bigger ones. And then the Armored Yugioh is, if this card is special summoned, you can target one attack position monster your opponent controls and destroy it, but it can't attack for the rest of this turn. It can't attack directly for the rest of the turn. And then if you control two or more fusion monsters, a fusion monster that was summoned using an effect monster, all fusion monster dual avatars gain 300 attack. So it's not too broken because it only makes him a 24 beater and your other guy a 33 beater, but still there for the taking. Then for the Link monsters, we've got the one Ferocious Flame Swordsman, because then if you combo these off, all of your fusion monsters are going to be gaining 800 rather than just 300, which is really nice. You've then got your IP Masquerena, which is of course going to lead you into your Nightmare Phoenix, your Nightmare Unicorn, but probably more importantly, your Underworld Goddess of the Closed Worlds. Now what's really good about this is if you were to use IP Masquerena's effect, after you've used the two fusion monsters on the board, plus one of your opponent's monsters to go into Underworld of the Goddess, if you set yourself up with a trap card, you can then pretty much trigger Compact. Compact will then allow you to trigger the spell of Invitation in the graveyard, and if you have triggered either Feet in the hand to bring on the board, you can then bring out two of your bigger boss fusion monsters again, or what it will allow you to do is get you an Yugioh and get you a Yugioh as well. So really depends, but it just allows you to pretty much recur some of your resource, and you're sitting on this plus these two, and then during your opponent's turn you have the ability to go into your bigger fusion monsters as well. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Straightforward, simple, to the point. I'll now show you the 2.5 combo. So you've got a 1 of 3, which you need to get into this, a 1 of 40, so any card, absolutely fine, and then you've got a 1 in 10, which you ideally want to be able to get to feats. Now, you've got more ways of getting to feats, or just about the same amount you've got to feats, but this is the defensive combo. If you swap this out for fists, it's the more aggressive combo. So the idea behind this is you normal summon your dual avatar feat. Now, even the discard doesn't need to be, like, you can literally make it a 2-card combo because she will add you a trap, but if you do it as a 2.5, you're going to get additional advantage from it. So you can probably go into your Compact, or you can go for the Return, or you can go into your Ascendance. Now obviously, Ascendance is just once it's used as effect, still get an aggressor ready to go for the next turn. Compact allows you to use your Invitation without even having your Invitation, which is very important. And Return gives you 2 monsters to make Link monsters with during your next turn before you trigger anything out. I would probably go for Compact on this one because it gives you a form of recursion. So you have that. Then activate your Invitational, discard the random card, but of course you can discard the trap if you want to. And then Invitational is going to give you 4 tokens, because obviously you've already got 1 space with the Koku. So there's your 4 tokens there. It's then going to allow you to fusion summon. So what you're going to do is you're going to use 2 of these and go into your Yugioh, and then you're going to use these, and you're going to go into your Empowered Mitsujutsu. And you're going to Jakku, sorry, and you're going to set this. So then what you've got, because you've got both of these the way they are, you've got the ability to pop a monster from the extra deck, and you've got the ability to negate a monster effect. And then if your opponent would try to destroy this by card effect, you can protect this. And if either of these will be destroyed by battle the first time, this would protect it. So you've got a lot to play around with. And this is probably the one kind of case where you go, all right, well, if I've got Ascendance, my opponent tries to attack and destroy this. It's protected from this. They then try to attack this again. You activate Ascendance, you then tag this out, and you go into this guy, and then they have to try and attack this, and it'll be protected because it's under the Jakku as well. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Straightforward, simple, and to the point. It's a very fun and interesting deck, but the issue is it's kind of its own worst enemy in how it restricts itself so much. Now, some of them I get, like the Dual Avatar Invitational, just being able to say, right, okay, you can only fusion summon, fine. But what I would have liked these cards to be, more so the fusions, is these would be contact fuse, because then it also means offer the field spell. I know the idea of the field spell is to get into your fist. The fist can then pop the token to then get you your Invitational. But it would be nice if these were contact fuse, because then it means even if you just get the field spell, and then the field spell gets you the token, you can make a fusion summon of any of the smaller fusion monsters, which I think would have been really kind of cool. But is what it is. The deck is still fun. I still enjoy it. Shout out to Rob on this one, who helped me put the deck build together, and is also the one that got me into the dual avatars themselves, and kind of go from there. But like I said, if you want to see the more aggressive version where we put in kaijus, we go Nibiru, we go second, we go less control, then smash that like button, get the video above 50 likes, and I will bring that video for you tomorrow. As absolutely always, guys, stay safe and happy dueling.